Hey guys, welcome back. And today we'll start with a totally new topic on how do we handle errors when we encounter them in Python. When we usually talk about errors in Python is related to syntax errors. So in Python, syntax errors some of the most common errors encountered by any programmers, especially those who are new to the language. Yeah. Now, this video will help you understand what is syntax errors and how to identify them and how to fix them. Yeah. So let's first understand what is syntax error. So a syntax error in Python is an error that occurs when a code does not follow the syntax rules of the language. So if there is an error in the code or anything which is incorrectly detected by the interpreter or the compiler at the time of passing the code, they prevent the code from being executed. Now this occurs because the written code does not conform to the grammatical rules of the Python. So that's why the interpreter as such is not able to execute the command or the code. Yeah. So there are various type of errors that may occur. I can show you some common errors. Like, let me first show you some common errors. Oh, errors. So we'll see this right now. So the first cause that I see normally, which because of which you may get an error, is because of colon after control force statements. So as we know, for and while conditions need to have the colon placed at the end of the statement. But if you do not place this kind of colon at the end, you'll get an error. So let me show you what it happens. So error, this will give you an error of missing colon. So if true, yeah, and I'm giving a statement called print, I have not given the colon. This will cause a syntax error. Yeah. So since I have not added a colon besides true, since it is an if condition, is supposed to add a colon, but since I have not added, it will give you an error. So I'm running this, we'll see the error. You can see this file if true, it has given you a syntax error. That is the colon is expected here, which I have not added. Yeah. The next common thing that people make a mistake in writing a code is incorrect indentation. I'm just trying to give you some common errors which will help you to understand and uh, use your code properly. So what can happen is, suppose I have a function, yeah, and since a function should be indented, so usually it is supposed to be indented. You can see there is an indent, but I have not given any indentation here, and I'm trying to run a code. So this is an incorrect indentation, so it will give you an error. So expected an indented block after function. So these are common errors. But another common error is misspelled keyword. Yeah. So you incorrectly spell the keywords of the any of the Python specific keywords. So for an example, can happen is I say for printing instead of print, I say print. This will cause a syntax error. Yeah. So you can see here instead of print, I have missed the I in print word and I'm trying to print it. So this is misspelled keyword. You can see this name print is not defined. So this is again a syntax error. You missed to put the brackets. So if I try to print this particular thing again with the proper keyword, but I failed to add the bracket at the end. So it could happen that I write this keyword properly. Yeah. So I say print, but I forget to put the ending parenthesis here. It will again give you an error. Yeah. So incomplete input. So these are some of the common errors in Python, which you can see, which I have encountered when I started programming initially. So I used to miss colon. I used to forget doing proper indentation, or if I did a typo in writing some commands, or I missed some brackets. So these are very, very common errors that people do when, as such, when you're talking about syntax errors. Now, how do identify syntax errors? So let's try to how to identify syntax error. So what we can do is identifying the syntax error. It could be easy, especially when you get a clear error message. So Python is very beautiful in the sense that it gives you a proper mark where the indentation is. Yeah. So reading the error message is very important. Yeah. So there is a common way in which you can read a particular. So when you're reading a message which has come above, so let me again write the same thing here where I missed the bracket. Okay. So let me run this. I'll explain you what exactly happens in this error. Yeah. So here we can see the file. Yeah. So let me add a text and explain you what happens. So the file part, it shows which file, which file, what happens is it gives you where exactly the error has occurred and in which file. So the file part here, it gives you the file part, it gives you it indicates the file where the error occurred. Yeah. So we understood the file in which the error has occurred. Yeah. Second, line 1. So there is another part which is line 1. This this indicates the line number on which the interpreter detected the error. Okay. Next, next, it will show you the line, the exact line in which the error occurred. Yeah. So it shows the exact line of code with the error. Yeah. And lastly, it shows a arrow. So this is the arrow you can see where the error has occurred. Yeah. So it is an identifier kind of. So it points to the location in the line where the error was detected. Yeah. So everything is been provided by you. Yeah. And lastly, an explanation of the syntax error. Lastly, you get the explanation of the syntax error. Yeah. So by this, you'll be able to easily identify where my error occurred and what is an error which you need to fix. Yeah. At times, if you are using Google Colab, you can just click on fix error, and on the right hand side, you will, or on the exact error where the error occurred, you will get the right input that you need to do, which you need to either accept or reject. Yeah. So if I accept the suggestion, it will take this. If I reject the suggestion, it will continue with the previous error. Yeah. So you can fix errors by going through this proper steps which are provided just below the error so that you can identify and fix that error. Yeah. So you can the error handling as I the error handling as you saw right now has can be done through the ID itself. So the Google Colab itself identifies the error and asks you how I can fix that. And it will give you a suggestion as well. What are the probable suggestion to fix that particular error? Yeah. Okay. So Google Colab is very much useful to fix a particular error. It gives you a proper explanation as well as it gives you a proper suggestion as well which code needs to be added. So if you have a large script, it can be useful to run a code in smaller chunks to identify error. This can help isolate the part of the code causing the syntax error. Now, if you have a big script with multiple function, you get a syntax error, try running each function independently. That's my way of working on a particular error. Yeah. And how do you fix that error? You identify where a particular error has occurred. Yeah. And then try to close it. So there could be various ways in which errors can be handled. These are the common errors that we spoke about. Yeah. So right now, what we talked about is all about syntax errors. There are various types of errors. But through syntax errors, we understood how to identify an error, how to locate an error, and how to patch it up, or how to clear the error from the code. Yeah. So you need to locate the error. You need to go to the line number mentioned in the error message. Additionally, check not only the indicated line, but also the lines around it, as sometimes the issue might stem from previous lines. Yeah. So to understand the nature of the error, you need to identify what type of syntax error it is, whether it is missing parenthesis or incorrect indentation or missing code, etc. Now you need to also refer to common syntax errors and their patterns. Then you correct the syntax and that's it. That fixes your code. Hope I'm able to make sense of syntax errors through this entire example. We'll get into error handling in a new next video. Hope you like this explanation. Hope you like this video. Do like it, share it across with your friends who want to learn Python. Uh, do comment if you have any views or suggestions on the explanation or the examples that I have taken so that our viewers can learn more out of it. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel because this is how you will get the latest videos which I post on YouTube directly to your inbox. Thank you so much.